The ISO 27701 is an international standard and an extension of the ISO 27001 and ISO 27002 with a specific focus on privacy information management systems. It comes as a guide, a reference, and requirements focused on information privacy. The ISO 27701 therefore specifies the requirements that will help you establish, implement, maintain, and deliver continuous improvement to privacy information management systems. So who should implement the ISO 27701? The ISO 27701 is designed to be used by all data controllers and data processors. Virtually all companies process in one way or another what we call personally identifiable information, PII. This is a common term used in information security and refers to information that can be used to identify, contact, or locate an individual. We are talking about social security numbers, addresses, date of birth, etc. The amount and types of PII data being processed is increasing exponentially, and the number of situations where companies need to work together in processing this information. Protection of privacy is a social need and also a legal and regulatory issue around the world. The ISO 27701 has been comprehensively designed to allow the addition of industry-specific requirements without the need to develop a new management system. The ISO 27701 is therefore not a replacement for ISO 27001. It is only a guide to help with the specific privacy issues. Requirements and guidelines for the protection of PII vary depending on the context of the organization, such as where national law or regulation exists. A company that meets the requirements of ISO 27701 has adequate documentation that serves as evidence of how that company handles the processing of PII. Such evidence can be used to facilitate agreements with business partners when the processing of PII is carried out by both the partner and the company itself. They can also be used to facilitate stakeholder relationships, for example, with a customer. The ISO 27701 maps the privacy standards and principles defined in the ISO 29100, ISO 27018, ISO 29151, and also the GDPR, the General European Data Protection Act. Although it was not originally and specifically designed to map, for example, other regulations like Brazilian General Data Protection Act and the CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Act, the ISO 27701 is easily mapped to them, as you see for yourself. The ISO 27701 describes the requirements and guidelines for PII controllers and processors who are responsible for processing this data. The ISO 27701 applies to all types and sizes of organizations, public, private, government, non-profit, that control or processes PII as part of an information security management system.